Well, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good.
Good. That's enthusiastic. I like to hear that. So, well, we celebrate homecoming next Sunday, right? What does homecoming mean to you? What does it feel like when you go home?
Happiness.
Yeah, happiness. Yeah, joy and sharing with family, the family of Christ. So we look forward to that next Sunday. I'm going to continue to be talking about some of the stories of Jesus this morning from the Gospel of Luke. We've been doing that the last several Sundays, and we will again today, and then again next Sunday. We'll also be looking at the Gospel of Luke. Do you ever worry about anything? No? You don't have a single worry in life? Well, you're probably one of the few ones here that's the case. Do you ever worry about whether you're going to have enough food to eat? You probably don't worry about that, do you? Do you ever worry that you're not going to have any clothes to wear? No? You probably have plenty of clothes. Yeah. Do you ever worry that you're not going to have a bed to sleep in tonight? No.
Yes.
There's a lot of things we don't worry about, but there are things we do worry about. Yeah. Do you ever worry about a test you have coming up?
Mom does.
Medical tests as well as school tests and all the rest. Yeah. Well, what are your worries? You worry about where you're going to be when you grow up? No? Oh, that's good. Did you ever hear of a worry wart? Yeah, some people are worry warts. They just worry about everything all the time. Ever know anybody like that? Worries about everything all the time? Yeah, not good to be a worry wart, is it? We know we recently were in Guatemala and we visited Randy Jefferson. And he has things he worries about, you can imagine. When you live on a garbage dump and you live where you do with not many resources, you probably worry sometimes whether you're going to have enough food to eat, or whether if you get sick like he was recently, whether you're going to have someone who's going to be able to take care of you, a doctor. Yeah. So, people in that environment have things like that they do worry about, and all of us have worries. In Guatemala, among the Indian people of Guatemala, they're the original people who live in Guatemala over 1,000 years. They make up a lot of the population of Guatemala, a lot of the people of Guatemala. They all wear traditional clothing that I think we've shown you before, multicolors. They go every directions, and they have flowers on them. They just sew together, weave together beautiful clothing. But among the Mayan people, there was a tradition about something called worry dolls. Okay? This is a worry doll. And this is how the Mayan people dress. See all those beautiful colors? And they're often different from village to village. They adapt different colors. You can sometimes know where a person comes from, what village or what area of Guatemala, by the colors they wear. But this is a worry doll. And what they would do in Guatemala with the worry doll is when they had a worry at night, they would tell the worry doll what their worry is. Like, I don't know if I'm going to have food for tomorrow. And they would put that worry doll under their pillow. And they went to sleep at night. And the prayer is that the worries will be taken away. But it was just something concrete. You and I pray to God all the time, probably with our worries, right? And we take those prayers to God and hope that God will help us to get rid of those worries in life. Okay? Do you know what I mean by a worry? Are you understanding what I mean by a worry? Okay. So anyway, Beth and I got a bunch of these worry dolls, not for us to put a dozen under our pillow every night, because you can tell them more than one worry if you want. But it's a way in which maybe concretely, if you have a worry, you can tell it to the worry doll, but at the same time, God is listening and will hear what your worry is. But it's something concrete that you can look at and say, I'm worried today about a test I have tomorrow. And put it under your pillow and go to sleep in peace, knowing that God hears your worry and that God will work in your life to take that worry away from you when you wake up in the morning. Okay? So we're going to give you a worry doll. Have a worry doll. And we actually have a worry doll for every family we'll give you at the end of the service. Have a worry doll. It's for your family. You and Ann are going to have to share that worry doll. That's right. There's your worry doll. So if you both have a worry doll, you're going to have to sleep on the same pillow. Okay. You'll get your worry doll at the end. If you know the song, I invite you to join in it. 3 verses. Lord, I want to be a Christian in my heart. Lord, I want to be a Christian in my heart. In my heart, Lord, I want to be a Christian in my heart. In my heart, in my heart, Lord, I want to be a Christian in my heart. Lord, I want to be more loving in my heart. Lord, I want to be more loving in my heart. In my heart, Lord, I want to be more loving in my heart. In my heart, in my heart, Lord, I want to be more loving in my heart. Lord, I want to be like Jesus. Lord, I want to be like Jesus in my heart. In my heart, Lord, I want to be like Jesus in my heart. In my heart, in my heart, Lord, I want to be like Jesus in my heart. Let us pray. Oh, gracious God, we know that you surround us in all of our living. And we know that you had worries in your life, particularly as you were arrested and beaten and crucified. But we also know that you had tremendous trust that there is one who would see you through that time of worry to another day, and to the promise and hope of new life. We thank you in the name of Christ our Lord. Amen.
Amen.